Hi everyone. Today I wanted to take you all along to the beautiful beaches of Scheveningen to make some time lapses. Since I haven't done many of those, and I kind of wanted to start trying some, and I thought it would be cool to take you all along to see how that goes. I have zero experience. Did a little test yesterday. I'll put a little thingy up here for you to view that. And I'm kind of just gonna go try and see what we can make looking down towards the city. If you see that. Let's see if we can get a good view of it. That's kind of the view I'm talking about. I think we should be able to get some decent shots, but let's just try it out. So, let's see. Okay, so what I think we'll be doing is setting up around here, overlooking the city towards there, and you can sort of see the clouds already, and I kind of want to get the motion of the clouds. So I'm gonna get that set up, and then we'll see you guys in a sec. Okay, I had to switch to my phone real quick as I am using the camera I use to film right now to actually shoot the time lapse. As you can see, I have set it all up. It's overlooking the city. You can see the clouds in the distance. I'm gonna set the camera now to intervalometer, so the interval timer with a timer of 5 seconds. So it will take a photo every 5 seconds, and I'm aiming to get, I think, about 240, maybe 360 shots, so I can get 10 to 15 seconds of footage, and then we'll see what we get. Well, we're at the beach again, and I found this beautiful location. Look at that. Look at that view. You have the sun going down with the horizon. But there's kind of one downside I've noticed. We have barely any clouds, and you kind of need them to make a good time lapse, I've noticed. Without it, you can't really see the passage of time. So while I have this shot set up here, I'm not sure how well you can see it. Give me 1 second. You can see that there aren't really any clouds in the shot, and thus every time we take a new one, we can't capture the actual time passing, only with the sun going lower. I think we'll still give it a shot anyways, but I'm not hopeful that we'll get something good out of this. So I still went ahead and shot a photo in this area anyways, where there were no clouds, mostly because I'm not sure if you can see it. No, you can't. Mostly because there were some clouds appearing anyways, and I thought I could work with the shadows that were appearing due to the golden hour and the sun being low. So I still did that, and hopefully that footage ended up good, and we have something we can work with. Anyways, I'm heading back to the studio now, and we're gonna do some editing of the photos and see what we ended up with. What's up everyone? Welcome to my office. So it's the day after, and I have imported all of the photos on my computer here. And I thought it would be a great idea to take a look at it now and see what we can make of it. Like, I have no idea what the result will be. So let's just try. Okay, so here are the photos after I've all imported them. I've already did a quick test to see what they would look like after being graded. All I did honestly was just apply a little preset of mine and that I've used before, and moved the blues a little bit towards actual blue and less teal. You can see that the color here is quite nice, but the trees are a little bit too orange, so I shift the houses back to red and the leaves back to a bit more of a greenish hue. The idea that I had for this shot was to crop them at 16:9 like video and zoom and crop them quite close, and then export them at 1080 so we can just combine them all together and just have a 1080p movie. Now the best way to synchronize this across all the photos now is to actually just select them all in your bar below. You can use Control-Shift to actually add more photos to it. I hope you can't hear the noise outside, by the way. It's quite loud, honestly, at this office. But as you see, you press the little sync button here and you just go through all the settings, press OK, and it should sync all the settings across your photos. So now if I would go to like this one, it would have the same grade as the one before, like here. Which, well, what went wrong here?
2 hours later.
Okay, so apparently I hadn't synced all the settings yet. So as soon as you press synchronize, having selected all the settings here, it should actually properly apply it now. And as we see, it does. It does. The crop is nice, and the colors are all as the way I had graded it. So that's the first one. Here is the second shoot that we have in the sand dunes. As you can see, I already marked where it, at a certain point the camera shifted a little bit, so I marked where that happened. So from here on out, every single photo should be aligned. Or not. Wow, these are also not aligned. Let me just check where it actually happens. Okay, I got it. This is from 396. Is where the photos should be all the way aligned till the end. So if you go a lot further, you can see that the shot is still properly aligned with each other. So we're gonna go back to 396. We'll just grade this one using the same preset as before. Probably turn down exposure a tiny bit, and move the blues back to blue again instead of this tealish color. Add a bit of a graduated filter that dropped the exposure just a tiny bit, and we should probably straighten the crop as well. You have this angle tool here. If you select it and draw a line across the horizon, it should angle every photo to be exactly straight. Turn them to 16:9 again and align the horizon with the rule of thirds, and here we get our shot. Now again, we select all the other photos in the series, press sync, get all these selections, synchronize, and it should paste the settings. And we did. Okay. So what I'll be doing now is I'll be exporting all the photos so we have JPEG versions of them, and with that we can actually move into Premiere to turn them into time lapses. So I'll be back. Just give me one moment. Starting recording in 3, 2, 1, click. Okay, so we just imported all the footage. As you can see, we have a good amount, 687 photos of the second one, and the first one is 280 photos. So let's open Premiere and get these all loaded in. So we're in Premiere now. We'll start a new project. We'll call it time-lapse 1 and 2 for now. And yeah, create a new, hello, yes, create a new sequence, file, new sequence. I actually don't know what the best settings are, but this is probably fine. And we'll go right click, import, and then import this one as an image sequence. So this should align all the photos with the frame rate of the video. Let me just put this back here so you guys have a good view of the footage. A bit smaller, something like this. Okay, so let's just see what we got. It's stuttering a bit. I think we have some shaking footage as well. Let's see. Yeah, the footage looks a bit shaky. Anyways, this is how you, generally speaking, would export, create a time lapse. What they would do is basically take each frame. So a normal video is like 24 frames a second. They take each photo and put it down as a frame. So 280 photos, that gets you a little bit more than 12 seconds of footage, I'd say, because you divide 280 by 24. That gets you 12 seconds, 12, 13 seconds maybe. So with the footage we have now, we should be able to export it. So we go File, Export Media. We put it in the right folder and we click Export. Now this should just take a short moment. Okay, so we have the sequence. Let's take a look at it as we open it up. Well, it is a time lapse. It is a time lapse. I do have the feeling that our footage is a little bit shaky though. It's not as stable as I wanted it to be. Let's take a look at the other one as well, the other sequence that we have. So we delete this one, we go to import again, take the second JPEGs and open this one up. Now let's put this one in the timeline. Keep existing settings, file, export media. We'll call this sequence 2 and export. Okay, so the footage has been exported. We got our sequence 2. Let's take a look at it. You know, this actually doesn't look half bad. It's not shaky. You can see the transition of the thing going to dusk as the sun sets. Oh, that's amazing. Look at those clouds moving as well. You can see the ship in the back. Like, okay, so the last part might not be as good as, you can't see much anymore, but this is quite a serene shot. If you speed ramp that, I think that's pretty good. Okay, so here's our first experience at creating a time lapse. Things we've learned. It's very important to have a very stable surface because on the first one we got a bit of a shake. If you look at the footage from how I recorded it, you can see that I had it put just on the ground with a bit of sand. There was a lot of wind blowing, and like the dead cat of the microphone was still on the camera even. And I think we can improve upon that a lot. Like if we were to use an actual proper tripod, if we were to probably select a better location where it's less windy. And I think there are still some small things that we can do to improve upon creating these time lapses, because if you look at our second sequence, while it's good, I don't think it's as exciting, right? Like you look at some of those time lapses online and they just look a little bit more exciting. There's something more going on, there's motion, there's like little bits happening, or there's like a specific focal point. So I think we'll have to do a part 2 where we figure out how to improve upon this. Anyways, thank you all for watching. If you made it this far, you're amazing. Like, I have zero experience making YouTube videos, so I'm still getting used to kind of like how to do this. I mean, you know the drill, right? People always say like, comment, subscribe. So if you could do any of that, that'd be great. You can find my Instagram at @KimonCheng down here. And see you in the next video.